everyone, I'm Nitsuhone and it is Thursday, so that means it's time for one of my regularly scheduled draft videos. I post one every Monday and Thursday at a minimum. Right now we're doing Core Set 2019 and this pack is not a great one. Apex of Power is basically unplayable and limited. Shock is fine, but it kills a lot of things. And it's definitely a candidate for what I want to first pick here, but I think maybe it's Vigilant Baloth more. The Baloth is just huge. I mean, great stats, great keyword ability. It's just a good card. It's not removal, and like Shock is, and Shock can. I mean, if you look at this pack, it can kill several things in it, and it does kill, probably 5 cards in most opponents' decks. But it's a hard choice. It's removal, but in this format, it doesn't quite hit the level of premium that it often can. It's just pretty good, but it is still removal. But I think I take the Baloth. I think the Baloth is enough better that I want it. Okay. Luminous Bonds is what we take here. It's a great removal spell. This I would take over a Baloth. The rare in this pack was obviously pretty strong. I like the Drill Master a lot. I think it's a really underrated card in this format somehow. I've had decks where I get like 4 or 5 of them. I think I recorded one of those. And it can be pretty ridiculous when you do that. I wouldn't mind like Militia Bugler coming back or Bristling Boar, but we take the removal here. There's just nothing better in that pack than removal. Okay. This is a fairly unexciting pack. Nightmare's Thirst is worth considering taking. It's fine on its own. It gets a lot better if you have a few ways to gain life. Bristling Boar is fine. Dragon's Horde is kind of nice. I mean, it's a Manalith with a little bit of upside. But do I really want to be third picking that? Probably not. This pack in general doesn't have that many cards that I feel great about third picking. Salvager of Secrets can be good, but some deck building requirements. So I could take the board just to stick to green, and it is a fine card. But Nightmare's Thirst is also pretty nice. Again, you do have to build around it to really get there a little bit. Black and white just have a bunch of cards that happen to gain life anyway. So maybe I don't want to take it, though. Yeah, I think I'll take the boar. I think I've been a little disappointed with Nightmare's Thirst when I've played it, when my opponents have played it. It's never really been incredible. Now I wish I'd taken it because this pack has a freaking Liliana's Contract in it, which is very strong. I mean, yeah, you pay 4 life, but drawing 4 cards is, in a lot of scenarios, just going to win you the game. Not on the spot, but eventually. Another Shock. So, that's always annoying when the off-color cards are like the best ones in the pack. Rock's Oracle's fine, but I think you got to take a flyer on the Contract. It's just so strong. If we're in green, there's a potential for us to splash Luminous Bonds, incidentally. But yeah, I think we'll take the Contract. If we're green-black, for example, we could splash the Bonds. Giant Spider is perfectly fine. The black cards aren't great either. We could have had 3 Shocks, which, I would definitely play. Red is really open right now coming from this side, but it's not going to be after all the Shocks we just passed. I can tell you that. This pack just does not. Shock is definitely the best card in this pack by a wide margin. So I could take it and see if red stays open. It seems improbable, but I'm not a big Child of Night fan, though it does give us ways to gain life, and if that card wheels, maybe that works out for us. The black removal spell. Trusty Pack Beast is only good if you have artifacts. I think we take the Child. There's just no way red stays open, I don't think. If I was confident red was going to be open, I think I would probably have been a little more bold there. So this can also help us splash, but I'd probably just take an Epicure of Blood. I know we only have 1 way to gain life. It's a fine card. Snapping Drake isn't bad either, but yeah, I think we take the Epicure. Could be black-white life gain, As I've said several times, this format doesn't really feel like very frequently you get decks that are like super synergistic. And when you do, it doesn't seem like they're as powerful as decks that are just like have a good curve and play good removal. But, having a little bit of it as a sub-theme in your deck isn't a bad idea. So green is pretty much gone. Recollect's not that good. Novice Knight isn't really what we want. I I do like Macabre Waltz. I think taking one now is not a bad idea. The Priest has been okay. Does give us another way to gain life. But I think I take the Waltz. First copy of Macabre Waltz is usually pretty nice. So either Shield Artificer is only good if we have a bunch of artifacts. I think we take Hired Blade. This is interesting, though, that this is still here. It is a little unfortunate. We're in 3 colors, and none of them are blue or red. Otherwise, I might be a little tempted. But I think we take Hired Blade here. So, playable white cards. Yeah, I mean, Daybreak Chaplain. Fountain of Renewal, if we get more than like Epicure of Blood, can be pretty great. So maybe it is what I take here. I mean, there are decent white cards here. This can really enable a life gain deck to be more of a thing. I think I take it. Let's do it. Okay, well, Militia Bugler and Cavalry Drillmaster came back. Those are really good signs for white. Yeah, which do I want more? This enables attacks that just can't happen. It's a good 2-drop at all times. This is fine, but it's most of the time just going to be a 3-mana 2/3 with Vigilance. I think I like the Drillmaster more. It will occasionally draw you cards or whatever, but not often enough. Okay, I don't really feel like we're in green anymore. I think I'm actually just going to take a Tranquil Expanse here in case we do decide to splash something. Don't like Sovereign's Bite, even in a heavy life gain deck for the most part. You know, if I had like, I don't know, a ton of payoffs, I'd think about it. But it's probably still what I take. I get to cut black. I don't really like Marauder's Axe. Well, this will be nice fixing for our deck. And this is playable, though not ideal. So it doesn't look like green is open in the least. Desecrated Tomb. You need so much to make that deck work out, and we have 1 card right now that works with it. So I don't like going in on it. And in one of my other draft videos, people were like, why didn't you take that? You know, and the reason is if you have like 2 ways of getting cards out of your graveyard, it's not enough. I mean, yeah, it's going to be sweet when it happens. In the particular draft, I had Isareth, who can reanimate a creature every time she attacks, and then also give me a bat token, and that's so cool. But it's not going to happen often enough. So Departed Deckhand is great. There are good cards in this pack. Don't get me wrong, in our colors. Doom Descender and Cavalry Drillmaster. But Departed Deckhand is so much better that I think taking it here and considering leaping into blue isn't a bad plan. It's not like we have a ton of white cards or anything at this point. Yeah, I think we're going to take the Deckhand and see what happens. It's enough better than the... Yeah, it's just so good that it's definitely worth thinking about here. Okay, well... It was. No, Herald of Faith is a lot better. It's hard to compare. But Herald of Faith is excellent and a good reason for sustain white. Also another way of gaining life. I wouldn't mind like Vanguard or Remorseful Cleric coming back. I don't know that either will happen, but Skeleton Archer would be good too. Okay, Deckhand, I don't think you're happening. So no good black cards in this pack and mediocre white cards. The other cards in this pack aren't that good either. So I think I'd probably just take a Swiftclaw. Like, you know, Omen Speakers. Boggart Brute's probably the strongest card in this pack. Yeah. It's a weak one. Especially after only 2 cards have been taken. So we'll take the Swiftclaw. I like it a lot more than the Falcon. Ravenous Harpy. Do I want you? Could have had 4 shocks. Man, we could have had a really good blue-red deck if we'd taken a different path here. So another Epicure and a Ravenous Harpy. Ravenous Harpy is okay, and it gets to be a lot more than okay if we have like Doom Dissenters. The Epicure is nice. It pays us off for gaining life, which we're doing a little bit of. You know, it's really good with Fountain of Renewal. Do I like it more than Ravenous Harpy? I think I probably do. With what we have right now. Yeah, I'll take the Epicure. Poison Tip Archer. So, I was talking about splashing green, and that's a reason to do it, isn't it? It really is. It's a great card. Dragon's Horde, another one of those. Dissenter here, who is good with the Harpy that we passed. Starcrowned Stag is also really good, but I think it's worth splashing this thing. It is just, it's a monster. And we have the means to do it. We already have so many 5-drops. Angel of the Dawn is excellent, though. So is Starcrowned Stag, which we have another copy of here. Do I want 5 5-drops? Or do I take the Stag because my curve... I mean, these are all 5-drops I don't really want to cut. I mean, there's a chance that we end up with enough. Like, Angel of the Dawn right now is probably better in our deck than Epicure of Blood is. So there's a chance it replaces one. Yeah, I think it's just too good to leave. I mean, the Stag is excellent too, but Angel of the Dawn is really, really, really good. Okay, we get another Stag anyway. Somebody got 2 in a row. The Skeleton is nice with that Harpy, but we didn't take her. Here's a repeatable way to gain life, but with our only payoffs being Epicures of Blood, I don't think I really care. I'd rather just take the good card. And that repeatable way to gain life, by the way, isn't a bad card per se. It's just not a great one. Rupture Spire is more fixing, but Skeleton Archer is great. So I mean, great's a strong word, but it's good, and I think I take it. I feel like we have enough fixing already. We're going to be able to run 1 Forest, thanks to how this is sort of set up. So Drill Master versus Dissenter. I think Drill Master wins in this deck. Dissenter would win if we had some sacrifice synergies, but we don't. So, and I do love Cavalry Drill Master. Okay, that Remorseful Cleric did come back. Leonin Vanguard can be nice. It is a potential other repeatable way to gain life. But again, with Epicure of Blood being our only payoff, I don't think it's quite worth like going that deep. Although, you know, it is better than Fountain of Renewal most of the time. But the Cleric is a really good, just little flyer. I've had it actually do actual things too. We'll take a Rustwing Falcon that we hopefully don't play. I've had it do actual real things too, where I was playing against someone who had Skeleton, the Dragon Skeleton, and I exiled their whole graveyard, and I was like, okay. So I'm going to put this in the sideboard. I'm hoping we don't play our other Line Breaker. Well, I will take this really late Doom Dissenter. I think we navigated into the most open color pair. So ideally we're not playing the Falcons. These are lands, so we can stick them over here for now. I wouldn't mind not playing Child of Night either, honestly. There's a chance that we really just take an axe to all the life gain stuff in our deck at some point. Could have had 5 shocks. So Abnormal Endurance could be good in our deck. It's nice with the Archer. It's nice with Angel of the Dawn. It's nice with Drill Masters. No, it's not actually that great with Drill Master because by the time it comes back, the power boost doesn't matter. I think we just take Plague Mare though, which is great. You know, it kills lots of creatures, and yeah. One thing we don't have much of is like removal, and that's always a little scary. At this point, our deck is sort of built around getting 2-for-1s. Like, I could definitely see cutting this and this. And also this. Like, I would not mind if things turned out in a way that we don't run these. I wouldn't mind if we run them either, but I think this deck is a deck that's less concerned about life gain and more concerned about just straight power is probably just going to be better. That's usually how things have gone for me in this format. Okay, so definitely Gravedigger. Yeah, Doom Dissenter, maybe you come back. I'd be happy with that. Gravedigger's great. He is basically always a 2-for-1 with his ability to get cards back from your graveyard. It is worth noting our deck has a little bit of synergy with life gain that isn't like a clear payoff in the sense that we have Liliana's Contract, which makes us pay quite the price to gain life. I mean, to draw cards. So Inspire Charge could be good in this deck. We have a bunch of 2-drops. You know, Angel of the Dawn's good, but I think I'd probably still take a Gallant Cavalry over it. Yeah. If we can get back that abnormal endurance, I think we play it pretty happily at this point. Okay, here I think we take a bugler. It can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures. So we're at a point where it's pretty nice. I mean, it's going to hit a creature, what, 65% of the time or something. So I like it. Ooh. Valiant Knight. You're not a knight, are you? You are. How about that? You are too, I know. Are you a Knight Angel? No. So we have a few knights. It's a great card just on its own. This is a tempting thing to splash. It's such a strong pump spell. It's like one of the strongest non-rare mass pump spells we've seen in Limited in a really long time at least. But yeah, we take the Valiant Knight here. And, you know, Poison Tip Archer may be getting edged out of our deck just because we just have so many playables at 4, and I think we're about to pick up another one here in Star Crown Stag. It'll also make our mana way better, as good as the Archer is. But yeah, I'll take the Stag here. Okay, Take Vengeance is fine, especially when we're desperate for removal. I am perfectly happy to get one here. Another Skeleton Archer. Yeah, that's going to be better than the Bookcase. Of course, we are so stacked at 4 that it's kind of silly. Like, we're going to have to cut something. I don't really want to. So adding another one to the mix. I mean, and it is one that's good out of the sideboard against people who have extra X1. So if I only run one Skeleton Archer, there's an okay chance I side the second one in. Suspicious Bookcase is okay. But our deck isn't really built around like one big guy becoming unblockable. So yeah, I think we take the Skeleton Knight. Ooh, yeah. If we could find a place for Abnormal Endurance, I think we play it in this deck. Okay, Knight's Pledge. Got Inspired Charge back, and yet another 4-drop. There are too many 4s, man. Too many of them. Take a Swiftclaw. Another Fountain of Renewal. So we never saw any of the like excellent life gain payoffs, really. Like the Black-White Gold card or any of those things. So I think in the end, if we would have taken these Fountain of Renewals and had like 3 Epicures of Blood, and that would have been okay. But I don't think it was the best deck. I think this sort of more aggressive one is better. I think we cut the Archer pretty easily. We got to cut some 4s. I think we cut another Archer. I don't like Archers, apparently. And I'm leaning towards cutting Inspired Charge, too. So there's something to be said. We could think about cutting the Contract. Our deck has ended up being a pretty aggressive one. And you know, this is going to be a horrible card to have in our opening hand if we're just trying to curve out and kill our opponent. So that's worth keeping in mind, generally. I could also I'd probably cut a 2-drop over the Contract, though. And that probably means one of the Swiftclaws. We have plenty of 2-drops, and it's definitely our worst. So Abnormal Endurance is going to be good with Plague Mare, Militia Bugler, sometimes anyway. Going to be good, fine at least with the Archer. Going to be really good with Gravedigger. Going to be good with Gallant Cavalry and Angel of the Dawn. Although, again, to a lesser extent, like Drill Masters and Angel of the Dawn, the effect will be a little too slow. But still, it's good with Plague Mare, Archer, and Gallant Cavalry, and Bugler. Those effects all matter. I could just cut an Epicure and put a 4 back in. Like, we took out so much life gain that I may be just putting in a Skeleton Archer is better. Yeah, probably. We do still have a Forsaken Sanctuary. I mean, we could consider... Maybe this is just better. I mean, this is really powerful, and that's probably worth it. It's not going to hurt our mana that much. We just have to run one Forest. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, that's probably correct. Both of these produce white, so yeah, so it's 10 white sources. Yeah, all right. Well, see if splashing this pays off. It probably will. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, first match. We would like to play first. I think this hand's okay. I mean, you know, we don't want to draw more lands, but having an evasive 2-drop and a removal spell isn't a bad thing. You know, if you have to have 2 non-lands in your hand instead of the ideal like 4-ish, having them be a 2-drop and a removal spell is not a bad place to go. Okay, that's enough lands. I don't need any more of you. Ugh. Okay, well, off to the races. They're red-white aggro, probably. Sometimes you play Field Creeper in that deck just because you need more 2-drops to go crazy when you like pump your whole board. So we'll see. We'll see if that's what's going on. I wouldn't mind them like slapping an aura on this and just trying to kill me, because obviously I could just use Take Vengeance on it. Yep, they're an aggro deck playing subpar creatures because they have a sweet way to pump their whole board. God, Macabre Waltz is bad. I kind of feel like I need to just hang back and trade with that Line Breaker, which is less than ideal, but there's a good chance that they have a trick too. But I do have Macabre Waltz, which makes it a little better to trade. Oh, there it is. No, okay. Well, now we can trade with a Field Creeper, and then I use Take Vengeance on that. I guess that's probably what we're going to do, so... Do we take 8? This deck, I think, is the best in the format just because of how quickly it can operate. So we're just going to take Vengeance, and we're going to end our turn. We could Macabre Waltz, but just to get back the Remorseful Cleric, but I don't think it was worth it there. Okay, so we're going to take 4 from this disgusting deck. We can Luminous Bonds the flyer, but we're probably dead, if I had to guess. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Okay, that will save me somewhat. Would have been better earlier, but what are you going to do? So we do that, and then we put Luminous Bonds here. And we end our turn. Can we stabilize at 6 against a deck that probably has, like, Lava Axe and 4 Shocks in it? Maybe. Aw. I was hoping to get mine back with Macabre Waltz. Hey! You know, our deck has 17 creatures in it. It doesn't feel that way, but it does. Good. Something that can give things haste and just like win them the game out of nowhere. Thank you. Gaining life against a deck like this is awesome. And there's something to be said for maybe citing in some extra life gain that we drafted early. So, if they play something scary and I can trade with it, I think maybe that's what I do. Okay, that's not scary. Because then I can cast Macabre Waltz and then just recast it again next turn. So that would be a pretty good trade. I'd also get back the Cleric for whatever that's worth. Okay. Doesn't quite kill us, but it gets pretty damn close. Drops us to 1. Act of Treason. Good stuff. Okay. I feel like I have to gain the life, and then I probably have to cast the Waltz just to get back our Remorseful Cleric. And then cast 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't quite have enough mana to do all that, do we? So I think we're going to do this and pray. Go to 3. Hope they don't have another creature. Play our stag. Yeah, I mean, if they have like anything and they can give it haste, we're dead. But we were dead even if we didn't attack. If they played anything and gave it haste. So, or close enough. Really? That's surprising. They must have just realized things are about to snowball for them, I guess. I have no idea why they conceded there. There were so many... I was far from stable. Yeah, I don't think we want to bring in Fountains of Renewal or Sovereign's Bite. Child of Night, maybe. Probably. The ability to gain life and trade with a lot of their creatures seems good. Yeah, I think we bring that in. And cut... something. Maybe contract. Like, games just aren't going to get to that stage. Yeah, I think we cut the contract. Games are not going to get to the stage where Liliana's contract is good. We're going to be at low life by the time we stabilize in most cases, as we were there. This is a pretty good hand against them. Maybe bringing in another archer would have been nice. Because the Doom Dissenter can trade with a lot of the 2/1s in the deck. Yeah. Though trading with goblin tokens and stuff like that doesn't exactly excite me. But our Skeleton Archer can pick one of them off too. So yeah, we'll play the Dissenter. I think if we go to game 3, I think we do bring in another archer. If they attack here, I definitely block and kill one of them. He's probably going to give this haste though, in which case... blocking is ill-advised. Okay. Well, since they are attacking, I think we do this. Take 4, get a 2/2 who can then trade with that. And then I think we just leave mana up here for Hired Blade. Yeah. So if they play their Mass Pump spell, the one that gives them tokens, it gives everything haste and all that nonsense, which could be happening. No, just a Luminous Bonds. I think we flash in Hired Blade to kill the 3/2. And then we play Skeleton Archer to kill the 1/1. Seems good to me. You get out of here. They're down to 2 cards. If you can slow these decks down enough early... you can find a way to win. I mean, it's a great deck, but if you have ways, 2-for-1s and the like, of slowing them down, which Doom Dissenter essentially has been, you're in pretty great shape. So the Archer's going to come down and shoot the Motivator in the face. And we'll end our turn. We have thinned out their board, so the scenario involving a Mass Pump spell isn't nearly as frightening as it could be. I think I just take this. Yeah, I'm just going to take that. I'm not going to throw stuff in front of it. Ooh. All right, so our Skeleton Archer will attack here. I'm going to play Valiant Knight, who can threaten like obscene amounts of damage right now. Well, that's annoying. I could attack with my Knight, give it double strike, and then they... Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. If they just take it, we just play Herald of Faith. So... yeah. Yeah, they're just going to take it. Fine with that. Hope they don't have active treason. Mostly because if they steal my Valiant Knight... Oh, they don't have the mana to give them double strike at least. But they still would make those guys into 3/3s, which would not be a lot of fun. So Inspired Charge is a real risk here. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. and take the rest. Sure Strike. If they use Sure Strike, I'm fine with it. If they use Inspired Charge, they do some damage to us. This will still die because it gets +2/+1. Trumpet Blast, same thing. It's dead. Yeah, so they do Trumpet Blast. Does some damage to us. We go all the way down to 5, which is not a lot of fun. Oh, I wish I had black mana. I think we hold off on using that. I think we just attack with Herald of the Faith here and play Starcrowned Stag. Takes us back up to 7. Yeah. Starcrowned Stag is sort of a mini combo with Take Vengeance. All right. Them stopping attacking is a great sign for us. So this is our 1 green source. I could attack with everything, but that seems unnecessarily risky here. So I think I attack with both of these, though. I'm going to tap the Knight. If I can kill the Knight with Take Vengeance, that really reduces the risk here. Which I guess was true if I attacked with that Knight as well, but... Right, let's see if this is just a chump block or something more. Just a chump block. So attacking with everything probably wasn't a bad plan there. Yeah, so I think we go ahead, just deal with that while we can. Play Tranquil Expanse and end our turn. Ooh, okay. Glad I have Macabre Waltz, but still hurts. It's interesting to see an aggro deck running that, but I don't necessarily think it's wrong for them to. So I'm going to cast Macabre Waltz here. Why did I play my land? That's okay. I'm going to get back Herald of Faith and Valiant Knight. Discard Cavalry Drillmaster. Replay Herald of Faith. We were ready for a Cleansing Nova. Thanks to Macabre Waltz. Okay, that's less than ideal because it can block our guy. Ooh, could just get it back again. So we attack here for sure. If they just take it, that is a little bit scary. Maybe I should have Gravedigger, gotten back Cavalry Drillmaster instead. The reason it's scary is it probably means they have active treason and are hoping they find a way to kill me. I think I'm just going to play Valiant Knight here. Yeah. So they're only going to have 3 mana left, maybe 4 if they active treason here. They could have Thud or something, though, to sack our own creature. Okay. Put us at 9. Now do you active treason? No. Okay. In that case... I think we play Gravedigger here and get back the Drillmaster. Maybe what we should have done last turn. We can then use it to pump the Herald of Faith, and he has to block it. Plus, I'm just going to attack with Valiant Knight, which he basically has to block too. He actually already has to block Herald of Faith, doesn't he? But the Herald of Faith can survive combat if I pump it, so... Attack with both. So he's forced into 2 horrible blocks here. Could have a trick or something like that, but chances are the blocks aren't going to feel good for them. Okay, that does keep their creatures alive. I think that also means my Herald dies. It does. That's not good. Not good. But we do have 2 knights in play now, so if we can hold on to that, double striking for the win isn't crazy to imagine happening. Oh, good. Oh, crap. We had this one in our sights. If I'd been more aggressive that one turn, I think we would have had it. They still, I mean, we're not dead yet. That's for sure. But we're not in a good place either. So they don't have to attack us here. Although I think I probably would if I were them with the Angel. Or at least with the Falcon. They have enough chump blockers to survive and then just kill us on the next turn. Yeah, so we got to find a way to remove one of these blockers or we're dead. That does not do it. Curses. All right, everyone's attacking. What are you going to do? Block everything. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Just making them do it first. All right. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. We actually aren't quite dead. They can only hit us for 4. I'm glad I didn't scoop right there. Okay. So, these all die. Yeah. So, they're going to drop us to 1. So close. Play Gallant Cavalry, who were both 3/3s, by the way. Don't draw something that can kill me. Don't draw something that can kill me. Don't draw something that can kill me. There's a lot that can kill me in their deck, I'm sure. Oh, we got there. So that was almost a really, really bad concede. See you guys in the next match. All right, match 2. This is a keep for us. That's nice. Lead with planes. Oh boy. Okay. Lead with planes. I played a swamp when I said lead with planes. So, Johnny's Primate can get out of control in a hurry, so that's something to keep in mind. They're a 3-color deck, at least. I think I just hold on to Hired Blade here, because if I can find a way to kill this Johnny's Primate, I'll be very happy to do it. Okay. Yeah, I think we hold on to this. The bad news is they're like ramping over there, but bring it on, Johnny's Primate. It's time to be assassinated. If they don't attack into it, we still flash it in at the end of their turn. It's not worth not developing our board at all. They do. There's a chance they have shock or something, but it's definitely worth trying this over playing... Well, I guess the Bugler could have blocked it, but they're going to counter it on their turn, I think. Bone to Ash or Essence. No, they're anticipating. So they have to hit an Essence Scatter. Or cancel. Yeah, they have the mana for cancel. Okay. Deal. I think we play Gallant Cavalry now. Or we could just kill it straight up. Maybe we do that. I wish I could play the Cleric too. I think we hold off. I think for now, I'm just going to play Gallant Cavalry. The fact that they wanted to protect us so badly says to me that they have plenty of ways to gain life in their deck. Right, so I'm going to stick a token in front of it and see what happens. Obviously, if they have a trick or something, we're not really giving up a card. Giving up half of one. And they're giving up a whole trick. Okay. Yeah, that makes Johnny a 3-3. Johnny's Pridemate, I should say, a 3-3. So, when do we take Vengeance? I don't know, at some point. I feel like developing my board is better at this point. If I draw another Plains and I can play Bugler and take Vengeance, that's probably what I do. Ooh. I can do some nasty abnormal endurance stuff right here. Block a Johnny, kill a Johnny, get another 2/2 token. First thing I'm going to do is attack with this Cavalry. What, with Vigilance and all. And yeah, I think I just play Remorseful Cleric here. See if it gets countered or something. Opponent is enjoying their counter magic. And yeah, we're going to try for the abnormal endurance kill here. Playing Valiant Knight obviously would have pumped this, but another Anticipate. So they are very spell-heavy, control-y kind of deck. It looks kind of like a deck where the draft went sideways, but they managed to probably pick up like a bomb or two, and they're just playing like as many colors as they can to fit in their best cards, which happens from time to time. Although they're not green at all, so the chances of doing it aren't as good, but Anticipate is sort of like pseudo-fixing and pseudo, not ramp, but pseudo-fixing, because it helps you find the mana you need, it helps you find your bombs. It's pretty nice. So yeah, I definitely block this Pridemate with my Gallant Cavalry. Try to, anyway. More card draw. I'm not sure what they're digging for. I guess they're blue-red spells deck, basically, that's splashing white. That's kind of what it looks like. So if they don't attack here, we're okay with it. They're going to, though. Now, they don't have... Oh, no, yeah, they do have red up. So we could end up eating a shock or something here, which would not be good. But I think it's worth a shot. They could also have a bounce spell, a counter spell. They could have a lot of things. But that's okay. It probably would have been better to just play Valiant Knight and make this a larger creature who could trade anyway. All right, so they're dispersing it, which, it's kind of annoying, but it, with a creature with an end of the battlefield ability, I'm pretty okay with it. Yeah, they're playing all the colors. Okay, so we're going to attack for 2 here. I'm still not really ready to drop a Take Vengeance on this thing. I think we play Gallant Cavalry again, and then next turn we probably finally play our Valiant Knight. Probably just take 3 this time. If it attacks. It might not attack for fear of a double block. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't attack. So play Valiant Knight here. See if he gets countered or some such thing. It looks like it's going to. They love their counter magic, clearly. Bone to Ash. Yeah, that's a nasty one. All right. I'm going to attack for 2. Poor Knight. I do have a Macabre Waltz and a Gravedigger in my deck, so hopefully we can get them back. The good news is if they do play the power equal to the number of spells in your graveyard card, we can just exile their whole graveyard. We can also just kill it with Take Vengeance at some point too. We need to have a more aggressive start against this deck. If we do, I think we can just crush it before it manages to get like 1,000 mana and everything the way it has been. I was going to play Militia Bugler, and maybe I still should. We know our opponent has a penchant for counter magic, and it's probably not a bad idea. But at the same time, I think we just go for it. It resolved. They could have Lightning Strike or something, though. Another flyer is great. Plague Mare may not be excellent against them, but I guess it can't be blocked by the white creatures, although white seems to be a splash color. Just a little odd when you have a 2-drop who's white, I think. So maybe that's not what's going on. Oh, yeah. 7-4. God, it's jacked. Am I willing to trade Herald of Faith for that? Maybe. Maybe I am. Especially in a deck that still has Gravedigger and still has Macabre Waltz. It's not going to attack me, is it? Let's play our Bugler and see what happens. Maybe we'll hit our gold card. So let's play our Bugler. See if they do something about it. Nothing. Is it worth attacking with my Herald of Faith? I think it is. If they attack us back, we have Take Vengeance, so... Alright. They do take it, which is fine. I mean, we're causing a 6-point life swing every time, thanks to the life gain on the Herald. So we can also shrink this whenever we want. That's probably the real reason they didn't block it, which I'm fine with that as well. But they can attack with it without much fear, for sure, because sure, I can shrink it, but then it doesn't really matter if I don't have my Herald of Faith untapped. But I'm fine with taking 7 from it once and then killing it with Take Vengeance. Now, again, opponent has a deck jammed, filled with counter spells, so that's worth keeping in mind. Oh, God. What's happening? Oh, crap. Crap, crap, crap. Crap. Did I mention crap? Yeah, they're going to draw a card. They draw a card every time I attack with a flyer, though I'm not going to be attacking with one now, so not sure it matters. But yeah, we'll take the 7 here. You can make stuff unblockable. Things could get really ugly here. I do think we take Vengeance, the Enigma Drake still. I just don't think the Wind Reader Sphinx is ever going to attack. So, yeah. Winter turn. Plague Mare does not seem good here. Our opponent just doesn't have small creatures. Yeah, we got to find a way to punch through. I guess it could attack with the bookcase, but it leaves my opponent open to so much damage. Granted, they get to draw 2 cards if I attack with both my flyers, so it's kind of a wash maybe, but if they don't have another creature in general, though, like all of my guys can just get in there, so yeah. Holding on to lands because of Macabre Waltz, also in case they have a Mind Rot, although losing Plague Mare at this point wouldn't exactly upset me. So they are looking to go make Wind Reader Sphinx unblockable. So maybe I should have held on to Take Vengeance and just use my Cleric as a way to blank this, basically. So we've seen Manolith, we've seen Suspicious Bookcase. I'm saying that, but I don't remember if we actually have a way to kill artifacts in our sideboard. We may. We might have it. Oh, good. It's going to hit me even harder now. But if they equip that, and that's their whole turn, that doesn't seem like it's going to end super well for them, right? I take 5. They draw a card. They still have 2 more mana, I guess. We're going to take 5, go to 6. Interesting. Ooh. Does that do enough to just win us the game? It might. So let's play our Drill Master. I think I'm actually... yeah, we'll put it here. I was thinking about putting it on something else, but... Could have a Disperse. They're going to draw 2 cards here, but I'm hoping it doesn't matter. They drew so many cards in this game. They have 13 cards left in their library. So there's 8 that they can't even block. So they got to have something like Disperse or they're dead. Chances are we get to kill this with Plague Mare too, because they'll block one of my 2 power creatures with it. Like if things go badly for us here, I'm just saying we're not completely toast, even if they did. Okay. So we saw most of their deck, and we don't have a way to kill artifacts or enchantments anyway. So Plague Mare doesn't seem great. I mean, it's not horrible. Sometimes it'll be unblockable. That'll be nice in the swings. I mean, is Skeleton Archer or Epicure of Blood going to be that much better? Probably not. Probably not. This is definitely a matchup where we want Liliana's Contract, though. We definitely leave it in there. So we want a much quicker start. So there maybe was something to be said for siding in more like 2 drops, because a faster start will make it very hard for them to beat us. I think this is a mulligan. It is close, though. I think it's a mulligan, though. Okay, I think this is better. I think we got to put that on the bottom, though. Now we need lands, so... Maybe I should have kept that slower hand and just rolled with it. It's looking like I should have right now, I can tell you. Play to the center. Though, I mean, if we can just hit a couple... If we hit 3 planes in a row here, we're looking pretty great, I think. Ah, we didn't see that last game. Now I really wish I had Enchantment Hate. Crap. Psychic Corrosion's going to kill us at this rate. Yeah. That's why they have all that card draw, by the way. That makes a lot more sense. I wasn't sure what they were doing. So, but now I know. Wow, that's pretty gross. Not looking good for us here. And they've milled 3 lands. That always hurts when you're trying to hit a land. Right, that'll mill us some more. Man, that's a defensive-minded deck right there that doesn't want to attack with its 2/2 into a 1/1, or its 1/2 into a 1/1. I guess they would give me a 2/2 zombie, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I think it is Drill Master time. We need to pressure them. It'll die if they double block it. But I'll kill one of them and then get a 2/2 zombie in its place. So, right. End my turn. So if we can just curve out here, like go Gravedigger, get back Remorseful Cleric. Both of our green sources are in our graveyard. Look at all the lands. Oh my god. 10 of my lands. That's about... No, it's not about right. I don't have 20 lands in my deck. 10 of my lands are somewhere. So the chances of us drawing one has dropped significantly thanks to our opponent's luck with milling the hell out of us. And that's why that's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to attack with our Drill Master. So, if it dies, I probably use Macabre Waltz. And it does. Wish I could get back lands with Macabre Waltz. Right about now. Yeah, we use Macabre Waltz, get back Drill Master and Cleric, both of which we can actually play, and that's pretty important right now. I think we get rid of Abnormal Endurance. And we end our turn. But we are definitely in danger of getting destroyed by Psychic Corrosion. Which I haven't had happen to me yet. I've heard stories. Another land. The good news is this doesn't count as card draw. So this doesn't actually help them mill me. That said, it does help them find their Psychic Corrosion, which is probably the reason they play it. Helps them find Tormenting Voice, too, and Sift if they have it, both of which make Psychic Corrosion pretty insane. Okay, I think I actually play the Bugler. Drawing a card out of my deck, but I think if we can, we may not hit one. If we do, we have to discard a card, actually. We're going to see all lands that we're going to put on the bottom. Watch. Oh, the one we can't play. It's definitely getting discarded. So we really just helped our opponent mill us more quickly there for sure. Yeah, so goodbye, Archer. Both my green sources are in my graveyard. So you don't really matter. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have much of a chance here because we've really missed the opportunity. I mean, it's not like their board is this amazing defensive juggernaut, you know. And the scary thing is their hand is loaded with counter magic, right? Like once we do try to play stuff, they're just going to counter it. so that is worth keeping in mind. Hey, fourth land. I knew I could do it. Yeah, I guess getting something back from the yard's okay. First, let's attack with Militia Bugler. Maybe Gallant Cavalry is just better here. If I want to try to pressure them before they mill me to death, it probably is. There's almost no chance it resolves, but it's probably better than playing Gravedigger here. We don't want to play the grindy game in this particular one. We want to try to just swarm them. Yeah, and of course they have their cancel. You can play into our hands a little with Gravedigger and stuff, but not really. Not really. So I'll take one. They totally have more counter magic. I'm going to sort of try to play around it here by going Cavalry Drill Master. What do you do about that? You counter it. Yeah. And mill us. God, I forgot about the card draw part. Play Cavalry Drill Master. They have another counter spell. There's like no way they don't. I've never seen a deck with so many counter spells unlimited. All right, so, and then we're going to pump Doom to center here. Try to pressure them, but I think it's too little too late. Having no enchantment hate in my sideboard is really hurting right this second. I would love if they're out of counter magic and I can draw a land for Angel of the Dawn next turn. If I can pressure them, if I can do that, there's some chance we can find our way out of this. But yeah, it's unlikely. Got to play it out. I mean, we're not hopeless. I wish Remorseful Cleric shuffled my graveyard into my library. Why doesn't it say choose one? Oh yeah, now we're dead. If they can draw one more card, we're dead from mill after that Tormenting Voice. I think we're going to side into a less grindy deck because we have no hope of beating them if we try to be grindy. So I think that means cutting some weird cards that we wouldn't normally cut, like Gravedigger, Liliana's Contract. We just need to win these games as quickly as possible. That's the only way we have a chance, really. So otherwise, we're going to die to Psychic Corrosion again. Most likely. Switcheroo. They didn't get to do the most exciting thing, but they did it. I got a Thopter token out of the deal. Boom. Take that Thopter damage. Yeah. I'm going to play Remorseful Cleric. And I'm going to play Resko Swiftclaw. And I'm going to end my turn. And we have no cards in our library. So we just have to pass the turn and we lose this one. But we still have game 3. And we are going to overhaul our deck. Probably cut the splash. We're going to be putting in like falcons and crap. We're going to be doing some weird stuff. To say the least. To try to make this... I don't know why they're bothering doing that. They're only costing themselves time, which is far from ideal for their deck. I'm just dead if you pass the turn. You don't need to cast anything. Plague Mare doesn't really do much. We might leave it just because it's a creature. Yeah, so we lose game 2. So... Now, there is something to be said for being a little grindy because our opponent does have counter magic, so getting stuff back from our graveyard is pretty good. So, wait, why do you want me to add 2 of each? Are you crazy? I guess it's just trying to fill out the rest of my deck, but that's not what we need to do. So, Rustwing Falcon. You heard correct. Rustwing Falcon. Another Swiftclaw. Lower this curve. Child of Night. Maybe that cuts Plague Mare. I think these 5s are worth it. I mean, it's not like Plague Mare doesn't kill anything, so... Maybe we don't run 2 Falcons. Maybe I'd rather have a Child of Night than one of them. Yeah. Because I don't want to cut... I mean, the Archer isn't going to kill a lot of things, but it's still going to be better than Rustwing Falcon like 99% of the time. All right, let's see if this helps us get a better hand that can pressure them super early and basically help us avoid getting crushed. I'd like to play first. Okay, I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. If I can resolve an early Drill Master and then Stag, that puts a lot of pressure on them. I mean, their deck doesn't have the best defensive measures. Their main defensive attempt in their deck is to just counter everything, which can work. But, you know, getting a 2-drop in early will help. It would be nice to just have a hand filled with 2 drops, but, you know... Like, if I could go Falcon, Drill Master, Militia Bugler, Starcrown Stag, I think they would just be dead. But we could still draw those things. I mean, obviously, can't play the Falcon on turn 1. Okay, Drill Master. Yeah, that's fun. I think I'm fine with this trade. Which they're probably gonna make. No. I'm really fine with getting in for 2 then. Probably about to play Aviation Pioneer, who will make Cavalry Drill Master. No, just Psychic Corrosion. Okay, okay. They're tapped out for us to play our Starcrown Stag, which is really good news, I think. So we're going to attack for 2. The Stag will make blocking a nightmare for them. If they tap out again, I can't tell you how happy I'm going to be to play Herald of Faith without having to worry about it being countered. And they kind of have to. They have to be putting up some defenses here, like that. So Herald of Faith going to resolve 2. So we're off to a very good start, I would say. Even given that we didn't get the most aggressive of hands. So Starcrown Stag. We're going to tap down the Enigma Drake. They're going to trade, go to 13. We're going to play Herald of Faith. So now when they're just trying to like spin wheels to mill us, it's just going to hurt because we actually have a board presence this time. So they've got to hit removal. They've got to hit creatures who can stop this onslaught. But most of their deck, I mean, most of their way of dealing with something like this is counter magic, and that's not going to help a whole lot here. Right, drops them to 6. Can you stop me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're one off of Windreader Sphinx. They may not be able to stop me. Don't give me a land, though. I need to put my foot on the gas here. Well, you didn't give me a land. It's not the most exciting card, but I will take it. Probably have a bounce spell. We know they have those. That's really... We haven't seen... I don't think we've seen like lightning strikes or shocks, but we've seen disperse, which is what they're going to do to us. So now that opens up chances for them to counter our things. So, but we're going to attack. They don't have good blocks, obviously enough. We're going to go to 2, okay. So there's a good chance they counter this Star-Crowned Stag, which is less than ideal. Let's go ahead and try to play the Swiftclaw first. I mean, they know I have the Stag, so I don't really think it's likely. And then we'll play the Stag. Wow. That was unexpected. They don't even seem to have their counter magic, which is shocking. That Luminous Bonds might have been nice. All right, we got there. We had to revamp our deck a little bit against our opponent's wacky deck, but ended up working out in the end, and we're going to try to go for a trophy in match 3. All right, going into the final match for the second draft video in a row, we have a chance at our 3rd trophy in our final match and to get to 60% or higher. We would like to play first, and this is a good hand. A couple 2-drops and a removal spell. I think we play the Dissenter first just so we get the value that we want out of our Drill Master. Generally, if you can do that, that's a good idea. If you have to play it on turn 2, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I mean, I think I've done that in this draft. Sometimes you just have to do it, but we don't have to. We don't have to. God, if this is a wall, the 0/5 wall. Nope, just their Doom Dissenter. Also pretty annoying, but... Okay. So, I'm going to play the Drill Master here. Pump our Dissenter. They may just block it. Not a bad plan, I don't think, if I were them, but... You definitely would rather trade with one of these. That's, you know, it's really good against these things it can just trade against. It's like take a card and get a 2/2. Ooh. Probably going to have to take Vengeance that or it will just kill us slowly. I think I would rather put Take Vengeance on it because it has that activated ability. So... yeah, I don't think we put the bonds, but I do think our turn's over. I haven't got to play with this card a ton. It's sort of a mythic uncommon, I feel like Murder. Those are cards you just almost never see because everyone first picks them now. Early on in the draft, they were easier to get. I think people were really underrating them and thinking that the it dies to anything that targets it part was a really big downside, but it's really not. Okay. Do they have counter magics? Interesting. Well, let's find out. Let's play Take Vengeance. Except not like that, because I may want to play Plague Mare. So, yeah, so take Vengeance on this. Actually dies even if they counter it. So, because of how its ability works. So that's nice. So I think playing Plague Mare here is fine. If it kills the Dissenter, and then I don't have to worry so much about the ugly trade. So let's just do that. If they let us, as I say. They could have Bone to Ash or some such thing. Okay. So we'll attack with our 2-1. This way it's not a 2-for-1 anymore. It's just a 1-for-1. And I think it's one where we even come out ahead a little bit because of the pumping of our Doom Dissenter from earlier. We are in need of more action, though, that's for sure. Our opponent has 1 million cards left. Of course, they don't seem to be able to do much with 4 mana, so that was good. Ugh. That's no fun. Really? You want to play it first? That's an interesting choice. Okay, well, Abnormal Endurance will probably come in handy at some point, but for now, I think we just attack with our Plague Mare and end our turn. We can use this to kill the thingy, too. So they get their zombie again. To kill the Doom Dissenter. Not the Doom Dissenter. The Departed Deckhand. Starts with a D. Okay, they're going to draw some cards. It would be awesome if they played another X1 and I could use Abnormal Endurance to make this win in combat, as well as... Yeah, that would be good. I can do it with my Doom Dissenter and get a free zombie, basically. That's not too bad. It's like a question, though, is whether or not it's going to be better to just kill this with it, because it is going to become something of a problem. So I think I attack with both. It opens up a lot of possibilities with Abnormal Endurance if I do. Like if they decide to block this, and they try to trade with this, then I can use Abnormal Endurance on this to get it to come back, and then it will kill the deckhand by giving it -1/-1. So I think that's what we want to do here. And we'll play our Bugler in our second main phase. They may just take it all, but that's fine. All right, they did what we dreamed they would. So we're going to go Abnormal Endurance, make this bigger. It'll come back into play, shrink the deckhand, and we'll get a zombie out of the deal. So that's pretty gross. Yay. Good to do that before they have their mana for Explosive Apparatus, too. All right, so now we'll play our Bugler and see if we can draw a card. That'd be nice. We do. All right. Hopefully I don't get mind rotted. Okay, so my zombie's gone. Yeah. As expected. Okay, so we're going to attack with both. We'll play Gallant Cavalry here. One of them may get Explosive Apparatus, but yeah, that's probably what's happening. Yep. So we have our bonds for if they play something really scary. So that's a nice thing to have in our back pocket. What we need is more. We need more of a We need something to help us finish this game. And right now we're just sort of, not doing enough damage. Ooh, that'll help. Okay. Which mana should we leave up? 2 drops. I have a lot of 2 drops that are white. Yeah, so we'll play Liliana's Contract. Okay. All right. So we're gonna attack for 2. Got our Archer, which is sweet. Got both of our Archers actually, but so we'll attack, drop them to 16. So this card advantage should go a long way towards helping us out here. The Stag's really good too. And we'll have 8 mana next turn, so we can play Archer and Stag if we want to. Yeah, and they're flooding, so that's pretty good news for us. All right, so we're gonna attack. Could have counter magic. We're about to find out. I think we lead with the Archer. The Archer's good, but I actually think the Stag's even better right now because if they do play creature, we just get to attack through it. Green mana. There we go. Okay, and then we'll play Stag as well. So still have the Bonds to deal with something that is problematic, and we have our Stag to help us attack through basically anything. It can still use its ability, so we do a heck of a lot less damage. There is our card that has been a finisher in a lot of our games. We'll attack for 4 here. Okay, token disappears. They're definitely slowing us down, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm avoiding completely overcommitting, although maybe I shouldn't be so worried about it. So see, that's 4, 6, 9, and this will poke them for 1, so that'll be 10. It's still not quite lethal. I think for now I'm going to hold on to the Archer, just in case. I mean, they're not going to have Cleansing Nova, obviously. Well, there's the Mind Rot. So I think we go ahead and hold on to the Bonds and lose the Archer. The Bonds will do more frequently than the Archer will. All right, so we hit them for 6 here. People be mainboarding Mind Rot a lot in this format. I don't know if you want to be doing it. I don't think I like doing it. Most of the time, I mean, it's been cast on me in some brutal situations, but it's also been cast on me in situations where it's just like, whatever. Okay, so that should win us the game. Luckily, because they're on the verge of restabilizing here. So put the Luminous Bonds on this guy. Yeah, that did it. All right. Well, that went pretty well. Our opponent flooded, and that definitely helped us. We didn't exactly have an amazing start either, though. But this basically sealed the deal for us. Yeah, we need, our deck was really looking for, one of our flyers or this to help just overwhelm our opponent, and we got it. So I don't think there's anything. Ooh, what just happened? There it is. Okay, I was like, just removed a card. Yeah, I think we just leave it as is. We don't have anything. I mean, I didn't see a bunch of X1s to want to bring in a second Skeleton Archer or anything like that. That Plague Mare Abnormal Endurance thing was pretty sweet. I do love Abnormal Endurance when you can do shenanigans with it. This is a really good hand. We have an early aggressive creature who could do a bunch of damage before our opponent knows what's going on, and we've got one of our finishers basically along with removal. So I like our chances here. Do have our Archer, and we're not able to cast it, and that's never really a good thing, but Also have our Herald of Faith, though, who has been really awesome, obviously enough. So our Cleric's ability... Ooh. I was going to say, are they screwed now? Oh, that's pretty annoying. So I could put Luminous Bonds on it and just go for it. Is that what we want to do? They didn't have a lot of flyers in that last game. It's a little scary to do because there's a significant chance they play something worse, but we do have Take Vengeance, so I think I do just do the Luminous Bonds here and just try to set up a sky where we can do whatever we want. Hopefully enough. All right, and if, if we hit 4th, 5th land here and we get to curve into Valiant Knight, Herald of Faith, that's going to be pretty disgusting. We did not, but we are going to play this Drill Master. See if it gets bounced. You know they have a lot of that. They have some removal too, but nope. All right, end our turn. This will make this a 3-2 when we play it because Cavalry Drill Master is a knight. So our friend Departed Deckhand is back. Okay. I think we just attack with both and then play Doomed Dissenter. I think we just let that happen. I mean, we could use Abnormal Endurance, but it's not going to do a whole lot there. They probably have Macabre Waltz since they were so willing to trade. And here comes the Symbiont, which is less than ideal. Okay. I think we lose the Archer, who would be really good against the Symbiont, but we don't have any green mana, so I'm not too broken up about it. Ugh. Okay. Well, we do attack with both. We can do Abnormal Endurance things to deal with the flyer over there. We're not going to get like crazy value out of it or anything, but I think we still do it. Would have been better, honestly, if they blocked that because we would have gotten a free zombie, but this is okay. So if they play Macabre Waltz, maybe we want to to exile their graveyard. That's something to keep in mind for sure. It is going to be tempting. We don't want to deal with another Psychic Symbiont. That's for sure. And we're 1 mana away. Yeah, we're going to do this. Goodbye, Remorseful Cleric. They still have to discard a card too, I think. The way the card works? No, they don't. Targets, there's no targets. So, all right, they're going to Divination. Dear God. Okay, well, I think we're going to use our own Macabre Waltz. I don't really want to discard anything, but getting back a couple, like our Drill Master and our Remorseful Cleric, seems pretty good to me. Probably discard the Stag, as crazy as that sounds. Maybe I discard the Knight. So Cleric, Drill Master. And, I mean, I could discard one of these again. But I can play them both, and they're both pretty impactful right now. So, Stag it is. Feels wrong, but... Yeah, this is a game where we would have really run away with it if we could have hit that 4th land, I think. And especially that 5th land. Okay, well... Remorseful Cleric, not nearly as useful now. So we go to 17. Okay. I think we play the Bugler here. Of course, it's not going to get us a land, which is what we want more than anything, but that's probably okay. All right. His essence has been scattered. They're down to 1 card, so there's that. They have way better board position, though. But again, if we can hit 2 lands in a row, that all changes. Bye-bye, Doom Dissenter. Okay. Well, I'm going to play Drill Master, which I think means in response they're going to kill the zombie token, right? Yeah. Come on, 4th and 5th land. Been waiting for a while now. So we go to 12. That's a lot of mana. Dear God. Okay, Drill Master. One of these days we're going to have to play Take Vengeance on one of these creatures. Especially if we can never hit Valiant Knight mana. We have 2 Knights in play, so we'll be able to hit for damage basically out of nowhere if we do get that going. I mean, we just dropped them to 7, and they'll be able to attack for 6 if we play Valiant Knight. Does look like they're flooding, so it's giving us a chance here instead of them, you know, with their boot on our neck here. Good God. Okay. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and do this. End our turn. They're flooding. We're mana screwed. Good stuff. Their situation is obviously the better one because it's easier for them to draw a card. Like, they can play anything they draw in their whole deck. We can't. We basically have to draw a land, you know? So the Archer's going to kill one of these, which sucks. It's going to take away our 3/2s, you know, if we ever draw a 4th land. It's always frustrating when that happens, especially when it could be a trophy or a 3-0, and it's like, well, the way this game has gone, I think I definitely would have won if I hit a 4th land. Probably, I should say. And definitely if I'd hit a 5th land for the Herald of Faith. But these things happen, you know. Sometimes you get almost halfway through your library and you have 3 of your 17 lands. That's magic. It evens out. I mean, you know, our opponent flooded in game 1, and they flooded a little here, which gave us more of a chance than we would have otherwise had. Oh my God, there's a 4th land in my deck? I don't even know what to do. Okay, so we're going to play Valiant Knight. Hopefully they don't have Essence Scatter. Okay, so I think we attack. Is that crazy? Not really. This can block the guys on the ground without too much effort. And if they want to trade with this, that's fine. It does make like the whole double strike thing less potent, but I think if we draw a 5th land, we're just playing Herald of Faith anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm keeping the Herald, even though I can't play it for sure. Oh, I forgot about the damage. I guess if you have a few of these, playing Mind Rot main board isn't the worst decision. Oh, good. So I think I attack with this. The thing is, they can just take it, though. Maybe attacking with it's not worth it. I mean, yeah, I get in for 3, they drop to 4, but then I'm dead. My Herald of Faith can't block Skeleton Archer. And yeah, I think we just play the Herald and end our turn here. And this can help pull us back into the game. Assuming they don't have another Mind Rot. Of course, we have no cards in our hand now, so Mind Rot won't do anything. How about that? If a card in their hand, I don't think I'm brave enough to just like swing an Inspired Charge. I think we're just going to attack with our Herald, which will take us up to 6. All right. Drops them to 3, so our Knight alone is lethal next turn. Okay. God, they have 2 cards in their hand. What could they be? You're going to hit me with that, okay. So I think we attack with both now. That'll put me to 7. They have to block both of them or die. Yeah. Then I can play Swiftclaw in my second main phase, so... Could have a bounce spell. Okay, so we let that happen. It does. And then we'll play a Swiftclaw. I think we're going to pull this one out because our opponent, while we dealt with horrible Mana Screw, they dealt with horrible flooding. So, and in the end, ours ended up ending sooner. You know, we're holding these guys the entire game, but once we got them out there, we knew there was a significant chance we would just win if we could ever cast them, and that's what seems to be happening. Yep, we did it. Got there, got the trophy. Wasn't the prettiest final match ever between the Mana Screw we had and the flooding our opponent had, but, you know, it evens out. So it happens to me that way too, where I lose for, you know, Mana Screw or Mana Flood. So happy to get the 3rd trophy. Happy to get to 60%. Hopefully we can stay there the rest of the format. I know I'm pretty confident I'll be there by the end, but if we could just stay above it the rest of the way, that'd be great. See you guys in the next draft video.